So for this back to school look, what we're going to start with is brows. So first, for my eyebrows, what I like to do is I take a spoolie and I just brush those hairs. Then after that, I will take a brow pencil and I will line the brows. Okay, so there's our brow outline. And to fill it in, we're going to go into a brow gel or a brown eyeliner. Either one works. Brow 1 and brow 2. Okay, so I'm going to take a spoolie and I'm just going to brush in all the product and get it all evened out. Now I'm going to go into a concealer and I'm going to clean up all the spots that I missed. Wow, look at that brow. That is literally 2016 Taz brow. So there's our brows. So when I was back in high school, that was like 2,000 years ago, I used to color correct. So we're gonna go into my orange LA Girl Pro Concealer in orange, and we're gonna color correct all those dark areas, under eyes, if you're a guy, your mustache and beard. So let's go. So now we're going to blend out all these orange tick marks on my face so that way it'll even out and it'll look kind of peachy when we're done. Alright, there we go. So now you can see it's really peachy, and what I like about this concealer is it really covers everything. It literally covers sins, covers scandals, you know, divorces, everything. It covers all of it, you know. So that's my preference. Now to prime the skin, we're going to go into my Black Radiance HD primer and we're going to put it all over our face and then pat it in to make it tacky. Now since this is a back to school look, we don't want any creases or anything, something that we can't fix right away. So for my smile lines, I get very harsh creases, and what I like to do to keep those away is I'll go into an eye primer because they're specifically made for keeping creases away. So there's our base. So now we're going to go into a little bit of concealer. And since we're going to school, of course, we're not going to put too much because we don't want our face to run and literally fall onto the floor and everyone screams in horror. So just a couple dabs. I am looking beautiful. Now that we have our highlights done, we're going to go into some setting powder and we're going to dab it all over and make sure you really cake it in. Okay, now we're all caked up and we're going to let it sit for a minute, so I'll be right back. I'm back now. So, time to dust off all that powder. So we're going to go into this old, but still beautiful palette that I have from Tarte. It's a holiday edition. And we're going to go into this dark brown hot chocolate color, and we're just going to swirl around in a small, not too small, but decent sized fluffy brush for the lid, for the crease. So now the crease is clearly visible. So for the lid, we're going to go into my 35W Morphe palette, and we're going to take this coppery purple shade and we're just going to take it and go all over the lids. And since it's a shimmer, we're going to go into some of my setting spray and we're going to kind of activate it to really make it shine. So there's your little simple everyday school look. It's not too I'm E.T. and I'm gonna take over the world. It's more like I'm just here for good grades and guys. Now for mascara, we're gonna go into my favorite mascara. It's the Voluminous Butterfly Mascara by L'Oreal. Now we're gonna contour and highlight. So for contour, I'm gonna go into my 35N palette and I'm gonna take this in this shade and mix them together. Okay, so we did a little bit of a light contour just because it's school. If you want, you can go a little bit deeper, you know, really cut those jaws, but I'm just gonna go with a little simple contour. And I'm also gonna hit my chin because, so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna contour my nose, and if you don't have the time for it, it's fine. It's not too big of a deal, but I'm just gonna do a little light contour to slim it down. Okay, so there's our little nose contour, and there's no denying that I have a fat nose, but I just like to do it just for fun. So we're gonna go into my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea lighting palette, and we're gonna go into the last shade right here. This one is called Candlelight, and here's a little swatch. It's really good. I like that. So this palette smells like literal love. I'm gonna take a little brush and just get the nose and really bring it out. It smells so good though. And we're gonna hit the Cupid bow. So for the lips, I'm gonna go into something kind of bold. I'm gonna go into my Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in Red Rum. So there's our bold red lip. And so now we're just gonna put on a little setting spray to keep it all in place all day. Alright, that concludes this back to school everyday look. If you like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe and follow me on all my social medias. The links will be down below in the description. Do you ever like watch a YouTube channel and you're like, I can do so much more better than that though, and they have a lot of views?
And then you do it and you're like, this isn't as easy as I thought it was going to be.
I don't like that it's tinted because I have to put it on my fingers and I'm like, your best friend dabs out of nowhere.
You said to dab a little bit.
It's kind of hard to find. I just spilled concealer on my shirt. Push pause, please.
Wait. Say that again. Ancient?
Ancient.
Ancient.
Yeah. Ancient.
Ancient.
I said that.
You said ancient.
No, I said ancient.
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 You're adding a shint at the end. It's ancient. Ancient.
Ancient.
Ancient.
But I don't have like lashes on the bottom. Like I have them, but they're like
Not there.
This one is called Candlelit.
Candlelit or candlelight?
Candlelit.
Lit.
Light. Ah!